This is a direct continuation of a video I made a couple days ago, so if you want to have the full context and understanding of what's happening, I recommend you watch that video first. But for those of you who are too lazy, the TLDR is that FroggyFresh, who has been training for the past several months to box Chris Ray Gun for charity in iDubbbz's boxing event, Creator Clash, ended up getting kicked 3 weeks out from the event due to this joke he made about iDubbbz's wife Aniza on his Twitter to promote his fight against Chris Ray Gun.
If I don't hurt you, I will be so disappointed in myself that I will subscribe to Anisa's OnlyFans.
Definitely an overreaction in my opinion, but if you want to see the full context in order to decide for yourself if you think FroggyFresh deserved to be kicked or not, you can check out my previous video. But moving on to the tweets that were made after that video's release, Professor Monkey responds to Creator Clash by saying, "Kicking him off for silly Twitter controversy is ridiculous. About 100k to charity is on the line if Froggy isn't on the lineup. I've been helping him train too, and it would be a shame to see that all go to waste if he's kicked out. Reinstate Froggy." Froggy quote tweets him and says, "One of my sparring partners. He taught me a lot, let me work. Very skilled and great dude. Was gonna be in my corner and walk out. Shout out Danny, you're the man." Danny responds, "It was an honor to work with you. I love the sport of boxing and hope to be part of the sport's future one day. I appreciate the shout out. Even without it, I still would have helped. It was a shame what happened. You are welcome in my company anytime. I consider you a friend." Froggy responds, "Likewise, brother. Appreciate everything you and everyone at Square Circle has done for me." So in the last video, I showed a tweet from Creator Clash fighter Nathan Barnett, where he called everybody criticizing Ian and Aniza for kicking FroggyFresh out of the event slime balls. And one of the people he specifically called out was Sam Hyde. He also blocked Sam Hyde, and Sam Hyde responded to all of this on Twitter by saying, quote, "I will literally fight anyone if we can make the same weight," unquote. "I'll put up 100k if you gain 30 pounds. I'll drop 70 pounds. Fight at 200. If I lose 70 pounds, I will be totally weakened and skeletized. Probably unable to tie my own shoes without cracking in half. I know he's not gonna step up and be a true hero, so I'll just throw this in there. If Dad beats me, I'll delete all my socials and never make any public work again." He then tweets out, "Unsurprisingly, trash content creator Dad/Nathan Barnett has declined my offer of me dropping 70 pounds and 100k. So let's up the ante. I'll do 250k cash and the GT3 RS, I own it outright. That's $500,000 for charity. Funkos, whatever you want." FroggyFresh responds, "This is for charity." Happy Punch then tweets out, "Sam Hyde has proposed dropping 70 pounds and 100k to fight Dad," to which someone called Phil responds by showing the response Nathan gave to this proposal on Discord. Someone said, "Yo Nathan Barnett, Sam just put up 100k to fight you at 200 pounds, and says if you win he'll delete his socials and never make content again." Nathan responds, "Who?" To which he responds, "Sam Hyde." Nathan responds with a facepalm emoji, and they respond, "100k and put an end to his terror? Sounds like a great deal, and you get to beat him up." Nathan responds, "Not interested." They say, "Why?" And then he responds, "Not interested in being involved with a person like that." They respond, "Even for 100k to charity, or wherever you want to spend it? Even to banish him from the internet?" Nathan responds, "Nah, I have stuff I'm doing. Making a movie later this year. Not doing YouTube stuff and being involved with negative people. If I box again, it'll be with someone I respect and I'm friends with." Sam Hyde responds to this by saying, "I can't fight him. I'm doing a Disney cruise." He then quote tweets it and says, "This is so nuts. Never mind everything else, just the 'I'm making a movie' line. Far out, brother." So after those tweets by Sam Hyde, Nathan decided to delete all of his tweets on his Twitter account, and then subsequently delete the account, as well as delete the Twitter account for his character Dad. I make light of this on Twitter, and then Jet Neptune quote tweets me and says, "Bullied, abused, broken." Sam Hyde quote tweets him and says, "Take this man into the shop for repairs, cause he's been buck broken." I offered to drop 70 pounds, which is insane, and $500,000 purse, 250 in cash plus my GTRS, to fight this guy. His excuse? "I can't because I'm going to be in a movie and only want to fight people I'm friends with. I own your fucking ass. Forever." FroggyFresh then tweets out, "Hey Creator Clash, there is still 100k on the line to reinstate me. There is now $500,000 on the line for Sam Hyde to fight Nathan Barnett. That's 600k. How much is this really about charity? Put your egos aside about hurt feelings. Put your money where your mouth is and show that this is more than an ego show." And the 100k he's referring to is what Gideon offered to donate if FroggyFresh was let back onto Creator Clash to fight Chris Ray Gun. Mimo responds by saying, "I think they care about the respect more than money from people who disrespect them. Unless you apologize, I don't see this going anywhere. Taunting them just proves their point." Froggy responds, "It shows me their mission statement is BS to make them not like the other events." So in response to this 100k offer, Creator Clash finally made another statement statement to help clarify their decision. At least that's what they claim. I don't really think it clarifies anything, but I'll just read it out and you guys can decide for yourselves. They say, as you may be aware, we recently announced FroggyFresh would be leaving the Creator Clash 2 ticket. We want to provide some additional information around the rationale for this decision, to help clarify some of the online chatter. We have a legally binding code of conduct that each of our Creator Clash 2 fighters are held to, the violation of which is grounds for termination. Unfortunately, there were several violations made by FroggyFresh during his tenure with Creator Clash this year. The Creator Clash 2 team, inclusive of the production company, takes violations seriously, and made several unsuccessful attempts to address them directly with FroggyFresh in hopes we could work together to get things back on track. When it became clear that the exhibited behavior wasn't stopping, at risk to the other fighters, fans, and others involved in the event, the Creator Clash 2 team made the collective decision to move forward without FroggyFresh on the ticket. Our number one priority is ensuring Creator Clash 2 is a positive, safe, welcoming space for everyone. We look forward to kicking off an amazing event and raising a lot of money for charity. Creator Clash and iDubbbz have already donated $50K for each of FroggyFresh's supported charities, Kids Cancer Foundation and Nick Claus Children's Hospital, for a total of $100K. They will also remain beneficiaries of money raised through the event itself. The fighters have all been working so hard and can't wait to get into the ring. Let's focus on their fights, not any that may exist online. Plain Rock responds by saying, bitches. Frank Castle says, cucked shit. Atozi says, pretty sure it's easier to reinstate Froggy than write all this. Omni says, this is getting way out of hand and hurts your brand for no reason. Just squash the beef and let him fight. Donut Operator says, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but was this all over hurt feelings? Muscle Pilled responds, hurt feelings and a superiority complex. Kino Corner says, cope harder. Wavy Web Surf says, what exactly was the conduct Froggy was banned for? Dame Pesos says, are you saying FroggyFresh put people at risk? That's 100% a lie. Akura the Dawn says, if there's one thing I like, it's a positive, safe, welcoming space for everyone. Showing a picture of iDubbbz when he snuck into Tana's event to ask her to say the N-word. James says, dog, this isn't explained shit. Michael responds, if anything, it made it more cringy, laughing my ass off. Jabroni says, we want to clarify. Doesn't clarify. Lol. Mac Arthur says, thank you for doing the right thing. Will you also please remove this fighter from the card as well? I believe he also violated your rules. Showing tweets from iDubbbz in 2013 and 2015, where he says he'll rape you and all your starving black children, as well as calling people N-word lovers. Kavos reacts to the statement by saying, insanely bad explanation on why FroggyFresh was removed. Super vague and reads like fake PR bullshit. Hashtag free FroggyFresh. Keemstar says, we want to provide some additional information. Proceeds to provide no additional information. Hashtag free FroggyFresh. Willie Macshow says, all those words and you still can't say what the violation specifically was that made the event unsafe. Optimus says, iDubbbz and his girlfriend doubled down on kicking FroggyFresh off the roster of fighters at Creator Clash 2. Extremely disappointing. I think everyone and their mom knew what the right thing to do was. What exactly were these violations, by the way? Pretty idiotic response, laughing my ass off. Sam Hyde says, this actually puts the matter to bed for me, personally. Handled with taste and not in a vague corporate way at all. Glad I can move on and actually enjoy these star-studded fighters, featuring, looks at notes confusingly, Jack Manifold and Albina Sabrina. Sam then makes another quote tweet that says, this is such an insanely bad read. It would have been 100 times better to just ignore it and not even mention it. It's time to take the absinthe away from drunk Aniza. Brandon Buckingham says, several violations? You mean making a lighthearted joke about iDubbbz's wife's OnlyFans? Even your last event was sponsored by Fansly. Anisa's sensitivity about her OnlyFans shouldn't get in the way of a charity event. Free FroggyFresh. Kuzi Costanza says, watching everyone shit on iDubbbz and his defense force is pretty cathartic. Doomer Coomer says, I'm convinced iDubbbz has a humiliation fetish at this point. Narwitz says, the awful people who made bad moves, stop weaponizing the word inclusivity to justify your own bad actions challenge. Go! Donovan says, this was lawyer talk for. He broke made up rules we didn't have to tell you, so shut the fuck up and leave us alone. Oh, and we gave money to charities so you can't be mad anymore. Pimp Master Broda says, the reason they don't want to clarify what these violations are is because they don't want to be open to a lawsuit if Froggy can prove it's false. So they are intentionally being vague on purpose, just like how many sites' terms of service are about what's allowed. Turkey Tom says, cope, and then follows it up by saying, if iDubbbz sues FroggyFresh, he loses whatever remaining goodwill he had with anyone. Obviously referring to the fact that in this statement that Creator Clash made, they specifically mentioned that FroggyFresh broke a legally binding code of conduct, which I guess they could sue him for. Ryan Beard quote tweets Creator Clash and says, This seems totally reasonable. If you repeatedly break the code of conduct in your contract and are given multiple warnings that you ignore, you are probably going to get fired. It makes total sense to fire him to create a comfortable environment for everyone involved. Nicholas Diorio says, damage control, laughing my fucking ass off, jeez. I was expecting double down, and here we are. And then he posts a different statement from Creator Clash and says, finally some transparency. This statement reads, I'm still insecure about my OnlyFans, Anisa Jamha. FroggyFresh responds to the tweet by saying, who tried to reach out to me several times, and what are the several violations? Josh responds, they did say they were unsuccessful attempts. It's all lawyer talk. FroggyFresh responds, yeah, that's not gonna hold up, lol. Red Velvet Necktie responds to Creator Clash by saying, they still aren't saying what they did? To which FroggyFresh responds, never told me what I did either. FroggyFresh then quote tweets Creator Clash and says, are you talking about when Ian called me the third time ever, 15 minutes after Sam Hyde retweeted me, to investigate my relationship with Sam Hyde, and then asking that I don't release any content with Sam Hyde until after the event? Haven't released any Sam Hyde content, still kicked? Or are you talking about me responding to Justin Tracy every time he reached out to me, and me asking that we keep everything in text and email so I can have evidence of everything that was communicated? Never received any text or emails after that. Now I've been threatened with a potential lawsuit if I spoke about this entire mess, and demanding the $15K I used for training, equipment, travel, etc. over the last 5 months. Unbelievable. Is this for charity, or what's going on? After these tweets, Keemstar hosted another Twitter space talking about the situation. I'll link an archive to it in the description below for anybody who's interested in listening to it. But in that Twitter space, Mudahar, Some Ordinary Gamers, said that he would pay for FroggyFresh's legal fees if Creator Clash sued FroggyFresh. Mudahar quote tweets Keemstar and says, threatening litigation like this kinda worries me, but I hate it when smaller creators have to face any legal crap. It ruins lives. I'm down to cover it all. No need for GoFundMes. I just want this to be resolved. I want a successful event at the end of the day. FroggyFresh then tweets out, I appreciate everyone's support. Can't lie. This is a stressful situation. I have a family, wife, 2 young kids, mortgage. The threat of being pursed legally unless I remain quiet and let them tarnish my reputation to where no one else would want to work with me for misconduct is rough. I appreciate the donation to the charities I submitted, and continuing to keep donations coming into them. I don't want Creator Clash 2 to fail. I would rather we just walk away amicably, where I'm not threatened. In all sincerity, I hope they raise as much money as possible. YTB News responds by saying, we disagree on the situation, but in no way support legal action. I think there could be a simpler solution. I hope this can all end well without lawyers. FroggyFresh responds, legal action is the last thing I want. Despite on disagreeing, thank you for supporting me in that aspect. And this is where I would normally say that's about it for the conversation around this, but actually another fighter in the event, Harley of Epic Mealtime, made hundreds of tweets trying to defend Creator Clash for removing FroggyFresh, and it's just way too much to cover in this video, so I will leave that for another video, and if you don't want to miss that, be sure to subscribe to this channel with notifications on. But with all that being said, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.